Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm here today to review a couple of things. I was hoping to review this at my sister's place, but I'm back home now. Um, I was up really early Friday because I had to go to stupid work, and I stayed up late for a while. And I got real tired. I was checking a channel that had videos up for a while. They hadn't done videos in over 2 years called VHS Shitfest, and they were advertising movies like Adjust Your Tracking, that cool movie about VHS collectors, which I really enjoyed. And I was also, well, I also found out that they had Gorgon Video Magazine, Gorgon Video Magazine 2 on there. And it was really cool. This was released back in the heyday of the video boom back in the 80s. And my introduction, I never knew video magazines existed for a while. I mean, it was weird when I remember we got Clue board game, video board game. We never understood how to play it, and the videotape is missing. I don't know what a videotape is. We might still have the original stuff in there or not. I don't know. We don't have the videotape. My system probably made off with it or something. Uh, we ended up watching the whole videotape on a snow day. We just never understood, and Dad didn't bother to try to figure out how to play the dang thing. We never played it really. But we end up watching the whole video. I would love to have seen the whole tape again. I haven't seen it in ages, but I don't know whatever happened to it. It might be on YouTube. You never know. But anyways, I didn't know anything about video magazines. And I was in Germany, and this is where I found out a whole lot. In the PX, when I first got a VCR, I bought a TV and VCR. They had something called DEP delayed payment plan for. I mean, it was like $500, I think, and then it went up to 1,000 or something like that, depending on your rank if you went overseas. And then it was like a credit thing where you could pay it back, in a monthly installments. And I went ahead and bought a TV and VCR. And the rental places I knew of was on post, and then I found out there was a whole bunch of rental places off post. But on post there was the library, of course, and the library had a VHS collection and a Betamax collection, which was really weird. The only place I ever saw where you can get Betamax tapes, and they had a Betamax in the Bremerhaven library too. And my friend had a Betamax that didn't work anymore, and people were saying that the Betamax collection at the library was much better than the VHS collection. And then you hear some people say, I wish I would bought a Betamax. I'm glad I never did, because that's the only place I ever saw you could rent those types of tapes, was at the two libraries. And after you left Germany, you'd be screwed. And I saw, like, they sold, there was one Betamax thing I'm getting off topic, in Fort Bragg. It just tried for his video for Rich Hall's Vanishing America. Now, I wanted to get that movie, his movie from Showtime, after when he was on Saturday Night Live. And, of course, it was on Betamax, so I couldn't get it. I ended up buying it, 5 or 6 years later when it was at the Albion Family Video Place, which I had a membership to back in the 80s, for like $5 or $6. It was very entertaining, Rich Hall's Vanishing America, when it was on VHS. And that was the only thing I saw that was on Betamax outside of Germany for sale. And they didn't sell Betamax there. It was really weird. Well, anyways, I know my Gary Dort had a Betamax, I think, back a long time ago. And there was different formats of VHS tape. Well, anyways, the video in the PX in Germany was like a big like shopping mall type thing. Right in the middle, there was like a video rental place where they had like all these little things, like these cards you flip back, and they had all these empty things. And on there, the very first video magazine I saw, they had Playboy Video Magazine number 9 or something like that. And it was the one that had a Cheech and Chong interview in it. So I said, I'm getting that. And they had I think at the beginning, about some guy that had a couch that he would put in different cities and stuff when it's like snowing and stuff, and have like naked people lay on it, naked girls lay on it. It looked like something out of 60 Minutes, even though without the nudity. And that was very interesting. The Cheech and Chong interview very interesting. And then they had like jokey segments with the Playmates that are really dumb. I mean, that's why I remember just basically Cheech and Chong in that one 60 Minute style interview. And then later I found out at this one video store that outside of the base, because they didn't have no porno or anything like that in the PX or in the library, you know. They had a porno site, and Hustler had a video man. Now that was triple X rated, right? Really, I saw one of those. It had like a news report on it. And then after that, I started seeing stuff for heavy metal. And they had the Hard and Heavy series, which was fantastic. I remember I rented Volume 3. And I remember they had Metalhead on Good Times Video. I remember buying that. I remember buying like that, Hard and Heavy 1, 2. And then that was it. I mean, I liked... and then in Fort Bragg, I ended up buying... Volumes 4 and 5 that were discounted, and I bought another Metalhead one. The Metalhead turned out to be very juvenile, like Sesame Street, where Hard and Heavy was actually pretty good, right? And then I ended up getting the Hard and Heavy. I ended up getting the Speed Metal Special in Germany, and that was like all that was just repeated stuff from different bands. That was a waste of money. That was stupid to get that. And I also got, for free, when I was in Fort Detrick, I got something that was Hard and Heavy Video Babe calendar. Like, you know, it was like an hour long. It was supposed to be one girl for every month they interview. I thought it would be pretty cool, but the way it was cutting edge and stuff. But this one was real lame. PG-13 or less. And all these girls wanted were guys with money that would do all this crazy stuff that would put you in debtor's prison for life. That was a real dumb video. And then the last video I ever got from there was after I got out of the Army in 93. They had the Grindcore Special. The Grindcore Special was awesome. Very great looking Grindcore. And it was like a whole story. It wasn't like little bits like the other one was. And then the next time I ever saw it was in Ames, when Ames was still around. Now it went out of business as a church now. You know. What's it? I can't remember what it is. Federated Church or something like that. Giant church. But I remember they had Hard and Heavy Volume 13. It said, "Bang your heads to the thrashing sounds of the Black Crows." It's like, give me a break. Black Crows ain't thrashing at all. I don't like the Black Crows. I'm sure there's people... I never understood what was so great about the Black Crows or Counting Crows or any of those bands. Because I remember when I was in Germany, you know, the guys were listening to metal, and this guy said, "Man, this band kicks ass, the Black Crows." Like, I listened to it, like, oh, give me a break. It's like... I didn't like it. Well, anyways, from that, I remember in Germany they had something called Fangoria Weekend of Horrors, which was like look at a convention, and they had a Starlog. One thing for Starlog, which was like a companion piece of Fangoria, and it was like a look at Tom Savini, like hour-long look. I remember getting that in Fort Bragg. Well, no, I got Fango Weekend of Horrors in Germany, and then the Starlog one in Fort Bragg. Then in Fort Detrick, Maryland, they had Gorgon Video Magazine. And Gorgon Video was the ones that got famous off of releasing Face of the Death. And they had other movies like Tower of Evil, Horror Hotel, Frankenstein 1980, which is a really good, underrated movie. Panic, which is okay. Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. And that's how I found out about Face of the Death. When I was still in high school, I remember Giant Eagle was selling all these, renting these movies. And I saw it, I mean, and sometimes it was weird. They had like real gory, they had a couple gory ones on there. And I remember they had the Body Shop, which is also known as Dr. Gore, a very gory picture in a grocery store. Yeah, I remember renting that and watching it. As a silly movie. But, I mean, with Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Thing, the PG-rated movie, Bob Clark, at the beginning of the film, the beginning videotape, there was a trailer for Face of the Death. I never saw it, but never saw anything like that before in my life, you know. And then I saw a couple of documentaries, but nothing like that. And I was like, oh man, I was kind of shocked the first time I saw it and saw the trailer for it. And then a week later, I ended up buying it because of my fascination. I didn't tell my mom about that because she wouldn't let me see it, even though I was in maybe my junior or senior year of high school. And my mother was very suppressive. That's why we didn't film that Thanksgiving dinner video. That's why I didn't film it, because my mother always makes, because of my mother. That's why I didn't film it. Well, anyways, because she was over for Thanksgiving dinner. I just wasn't feeling the video, so it didn't happen. Anyways, Gorgon Video came out, Video Magazine. I found out by accident. It was made in, they said 89, and they were talking about movies like Shocker and Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5. I remember watching it a long time ago, and I only saw it once, so it was really cool seeing it again. Now, when I got out of the Army, I went to Hills, and I think they had it on sale, and they wanted $20 for it. I said, I ain't paying $20 for that stupid thing. You know, I really like the show. And basically what it is Michael Berryman hosted it. And it was look at horror films. They looked at movies like, they had an interview with K&B Effects. Can't remember what they started off with. They had an interview with Linnea Quigley, Queen of the Bees. They had Guar was on there. They had like little cartoons like Hard and Heavy, who had made from the same company that did Hard and Heavy, but the cartoons were real lame. They had a look at Night of the Demons, and the one they had that lipstick scene. Which the first time I saw it, it creeped me out. It freaked me out the first time I saw it. Like, oh my god. It's very entertaining. It's only an hour and 10 minutes. Like I said, it's on VHS Shitfest. It's been on there for a while. I don't think it's anywhere else. I can't remember what the movie starts opening. It has an interview with Trauma. First time I ever saw Lloyd Kaufman, he had like beard and mustache in this, because usually he's cleanly shaven. He looks completely different than you see him now. And it's very entertaining. I remember, like I said, I rented it in Fort Detrick and watched it overnight. And then from that, I ended up watching, what the hell did I end up? Like, Night of the Demons. And then, you know, they had a bunch of coming tracks at the end. Then I made a mistake of renting Girlfriend from Hell, which they advertised in there too. Probably one of the worst films I've ever seen. It looked like it'd be a lot of fun, but it was god-awful and so boring and so dumb. I hated it. But, I mean, as far as the Video Magazine gets 10 out of 10. And also they had, like, video reviews from Rick Sullivan. And he was bashing, like everyone else was bashing Cameron's Closet. And I saw that movie. I rented it in Fort Detrick. And I actually think it's a decent film. And I actually watched it again on FearNet. I don't think it was as bad as everyone said it was. Everyone hated that movie. I didn't think it was a bad film at all. But I give Gorgon Video Magazine a 10 out of 10. Like I said, I mean, I'm hopefully getting over this cold, I hope. And I feel like I am, but my throat, you know, bugged me some. Now, whenever I started getting stuff through Gorgon, that through Rick Sullivan, they said that there was another episode of one more installment of Gorgon Video Magazine Volume 2. And they said it was never released because either Gorgon Video or Harmony International went out of business. And it was just presented as a screener copy. And it was never released on VHS. And I remember buying a copy of it. Now watching it, I watched it a few times, and then they uploaded it on YouTube VHS Shitfest. And yeah, I really liked it. It's not as good as the first one. It's a lot longer though. The interview with Penn and Teller. And an interview with the director that did Halloween 5, which I thought was a lousy movie. They talked about Paragon Art Studio, which made movies like Witchboard. And they were talking about being real proud of Night Angel, but Witchboard was their main signature thing. They made two very good sequels from that, Witchboard 2 and Witchboard 3. I think Witchboard was their main signature, and The Night of the Demons. I don't remember anyone talking about Night Angel aside from that Video Magazine, you know what I mean? Hey, Maggie. And they had like this guy that was showing you how to make fake blood. That was kind of interesting. A fake homemade blood. And they had an interview with Scream Mad George, who was absolutely nuts. And the only bad thing, they had like a performance art thing in the first one where this girl was singing Japanese. All of a sudden you see her like tearing her scalp open, you see brains come out or something like that. I think I was right before the Guar thing. And people were applying. That was okay. But boy, they had something really dumb called Fashion Show. And where they had like this big thing, like playing with big hands, hitting these two heads, and the blood coming in the eyes, go, ooh, the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And that went on for like 2.5, 3 minutes, and it was lousy. That sucked. And then, like in the first one, they had a look at drive-in movies, and they just showed the movie. In this one, they had like these two people make out in the car. And the guy was so annoying. The girl was okay. But the guy was so annoying, I couldn't stay it. I couldn't take it. And then they'd do things like they would show shots of the car, or they had like she would start talking about movies, and then they show the speaker, and then they go to the front seat, and they used to show people tossing like film books into the. That didn't make any sense. That was stupid too. The movies they mentioned were okay, but I just didn't like those two people. They talked about behind the scenes of Beyond of Bride of Reanimator, not Beyond Reanimator. Aside from that, I mean, it's very well. They had to look at Zap Comics, but they had like instead of they had interviews between the three cartoonists. Instead of just having the interview, they keep cutting away to things of the fans running real fast. They go dun 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 dun, playing some crappy industrial music, and that was dumb too. They should just had the interviews on it. So that one probably gets an 8 out of 10. That one wasn't as good. But I hope you like this review. Some forgotten, video magazine review. For anyone who doesn't know what video magazines are, that's what they are. The Hard and Heavies were really good. I mean, but I stopped getting them after a while. And then they had a couple more, some other, I can't remember what it was. But the audio was they were done terrible. They were awful. And also, along with Metal Mania, Metalhead and Hard and Heavy, they had something called Videotomy. And I was going to get to it. There was like a half-hour thing. It was a mixture of metal and rap. And I remember seeing it in Media Play. And they had like the big things of VHS tapes on sale for like heavy discounts. And they used to have like the one where they have like a big case. And it'd be like two VHS tapes inside it recording at SLP speed, the slowest speed, with just a little bit of tape, and then they have like one or two movies on there. And they had like both episodes of Videotomy, one on one and one on the other, and for only 50 cents. And I just got it. It was okay. It wasn't anything spectacular, but I'm glad I got it though. So I hope you like this review of Gorgon Video, my review of Gorgon Video Magazine Volume 1, Gorgon Video Magazine Volume 2, along with my history with video magazines in general. So until next time, please take care, my legion.